Oh, there we go. We're live. We'll just wait for people to start showing up. Is that hello? It's the bot. Hey, how's it going? Just decided to go live. Yesterday, no one was able to go live because of I don't know, as everyone else was. Oh well. Oh, busy day today. Been busy night last night. Hello. That's good to know. So the stream's a bit laggy because I don't know. Yeah. I am making more memes, don't you worry about that. Spent was up till 11 last night making new memes, and yeah. It's pretty cool. I do have some pretty decent ones. I've getting a little bit more creative with some of them. Yeah. I actually, since I can edit, yep, indeed. So I'm going to be making more of them, and I find, you find these really annoying hating ones like they're supposed to be against furries and all that, like furry haters make, and I just found I was just like, oh yeah, if I just erase this and then replace it with that, I can actually make it into a furry meme. It's actually kind of hilarious. It's like, oh, thank you for the content. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so coming up with ideas for various memes, and yeah. It was so hot last night that I had to have a I had to have a fan going while I was sleeping last night just to keep myself from overheating because it was just that damn hot. And yeah, this one's one that I made out of a old computer fan, and I've hooked it up to a USB cable, and that is connected to a solar panel outside. So midday I get a fairly decent amount of wattage. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the only problem is I need to get some batteries, a proper charge controller. So this is what's known as a charge controller. So you attach your batteries to this, and it charges them through the solar power from the sun. So it's got 4 inputs on it. Solar panel, battery, and output. So these things aren't really that good. It was just a cheap one you get from China. But unfortunately, this only does lead acid batteries, not lithium-ion batteries, which I've got plenty of lithium-ion batteries laying around here somewhere, but I don't have any lead-acid batteries like your car takes. Even then, unfortunately, car batteries don't hold much of a charge. They only got enough just to get your car's starter motor going, not enough to power the house. You need a decent supply of them for that to do that. But yeah, wows. But yeah, so in Tron, obviously, the idea is if I can get a big enough power bank, I can able to produce my own power to charge things on my laptop and all that, and essentially just less electricity that I have to use. So yeah. Oh, I do have a few cool plans for making some things. And one of them is, if I can reach it, here it is. This is a potato cannon that I'm making. It's a really small one. So the electronics on this is approximately a switch located here with a trigger, battery pack, a high voltage capacitor. Your channel makes not so sad boy. That's good to know. So I'm making a potato cannon. So this thing's a high voltage transformer. This little cylinder here. Yeah, I make a lot of stuff out of junk. Like most of the stuff I get from like the dump. The high voltage transformer, I got that from eBay for like $7. So they're not like super expensive. They last quite a while, and they make quite an impressive arc. So that's going to be the ignition source for the whatever propellant I use, which will probably be butane or lighter fluid or something very simple. I've got butane that you use for lighters. Like I use it for my little gas lighters, like this little one here. So yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. So they make some pretty cool things. I'll probably launch out of that. What I'll do for the ammo is I'm going to take a piece of foam, cut it to the shape of the barrel, and I'm going to cut a little hole into the middle of the foam core and drop a little bit of lead shot in there and then seal it inside of that so it's heavy enough that when it's fired, it won't just go and drop onto the ground. It will actually have a bit of, it'll fly a decent distance, and yeah, you can shoot potatoes or tomatoes or whatever will fit in the barrel pretty far, I guess. So yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. I'm making various ideas like that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to build something. I just need to get a valve for the back of it. Basically just a valve and a few bits and pieces that I can easily get from the dump if I can see, like if I spot out a valve that will fit on the back of that. But yeah. Yeah, indeed. Cool, dude. Oh, it's getting a little itchy. Yeah. That was a score that I got at the dump, and I gave it a good clean off, and it's actually a really nice collar. But yeah. So I find a lot of stuff just thrown away at the dump. Yeah. I just wear that casually around my bedroom. I don't go walking around out and down with it, but yeah. It's over 20 degrees right now. It's definitely over 80 Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's not. It's definitely not cold. Very hot here at the moment. Feeling the full blow of summer right now from the southern hemisphere of this planet. That's for sure. Swear the dump is a heaven of treasures if you look in the right places. Agreed, indeed, there too. Indeed, I've found a lot of stuff over the years that just you wouldn't believe, like someone would actually throw out instead of just selling. I've gotten things from the dump, and and I had a huge big pile of trash and junk before we moved, and had a big garage sale and actually made money off of what I got. So it's like $50. A whole bucket full of copper. Two they're like vacuum tubes they were used for heating, for solar heating or water. Those things are huge, and I sold them for about $20 for both of them, so $10 each. Made quite a bit of money for them, and someone just took them away for their own use, and yeah. But other than that, I got a lot of money out of all that stuff. So yeah, I do find some pretty cool stuff. What was something I found a while ago? Found a lot of these toggle switches at the dump. Yeah, little toggle switches. They're pretty cool. Yeah, you never know what will turn up. You just have got to go there every so often and start salvaging. But I've salvaged are fairly useful, like these neodymium magnets. I try not to put it too close to any of the computer wear, but that's a neodymium magnet. Those are really expensive, and you get these out of old hard drives. Looking back at that, I should have probably kept a couple of those hard drives intact because they probably would have worked. Bugger. Oh well, but yeah. Also, before you throw your phone out, take the battery out. The little lithium-ion cells they got, because most phones the battery just pops out and it's got 3 terminals on it, 3 little gold-plated terminals, and you can figure out which one's negative and positive by putting a voltmeter up to it or a little light bulb or something. I just have a little cheap voltmeter, and and once you figure out which ones are which, you can put a bit of wire on them, put these little like clamps on them, and I can then hook it to a USB cable that the end is cut off of, like this, clip it to this, oh, thank you, bro. 100 subs, yeah. That would be awesome, yeah. So yeah, so this just hooks into your power supply, USB, and these have a little smart controller in them, a little smart chip in them that stops them from being overcharged and undercharged. So these won't usually explode on you if you treat them right. Never had one actually explode on me. The only reason that they will is if you puncture them. So if that was fully charged and it got punctured, it will then not so much explode, but more or less just burn. They just like give off a heap of flame and all that for a bit. Just treat them with care. That's what I say. It's no different than any other lithium-ion cell. They get exposed to oxygen, it causes them to burst into flames. due to the chemicals being reactive with oxygen and water. So if one catches on fire, don't pour water on it. Just sweep it into something like a trash can and throw it outside. Connect. Yeah, indeed. These, it's got an LED, I'll show you. Where is an LED? I've got a whole bunch of them. I keep like a whole stockpile of electronics. I'm kind of a bit of a electronic person when it comes to this sort of stuff. There we go, one LED. The longer terminal is the positive. There we go. So it's enough to power this LED easy. You could easily power like 2 or 3 of these in one go. I connect it up to a battery power supply quite easily. Just like this. Okay, watch me. It's positive. And it's negative. And then I just plug this into a charging cable. Like so. And now it's charging. I'm charging that battery off the sun right now. So don't think it needs much charge because I already charged it recently. Oh, you're my friend. It's the friends that you have, not the friends that you don't. Welcome to the club. Friends to the left of me, jokers to the right, here I am. Oh, yeah, so I think I've got enough memes to make another video. Maybe. Well, I might make a few more. But yeah. I just come up with random ideas, just like at the middle of the night and just like, oh yeah, do that. It's always right at 11 o'clock for some reason that memes are the best. Oh. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of friends in the fandom now. I've got a lot of people on Fur Affinity who are great people and all that. Flies. Yeah, got a lot of people on Fur Affinity and a lot of other platforms. I'm not really too lonely, but you just got to reach out to make friends. That's how you got to do things. And ever since I've been in the fandom, I've been more open to myself. And yeah. Oh, eye crust. That was annoying. Bestest way to charge your phone when it comes towards saving, when it comes quite cheap, is you get these cheap solar panels. And you just got a USB plug. Plug your phone charger into those. And yeah, they're kind of flexible. So yeah, I've charged my phone on it quite a lot. It's not like super powerful, but you are going to charge your phone with it. So, yeah. I've always showed my face on. I'm just, who I am. I'm not going to hide my face too much, but face reveal before 100 subs. Yeah. I started my channel out not knowing if I was going to be a furry or not. So, yeah. And ever since then, yeah. It's pretty cool. I don't get how they make, like, you get these phones now that are wirelessly chargeable, but here's the problem with wireless charging compared to just plugging your USB straight into your phone. Actually, Vulcan, I remember the conversation about the gas mask in Kitstream. If I finally decided on a mask. Cool. Oh wait, just a moment. That's the one I got. It is a Russian grade gas mask. So the air holes, the air inlet's just that little hole there. Yeah. M15 Israel military mask. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, this one's okay. It's quite quick to put on. Works okay. I've used this for actually quite a lot of practical use for when I'm doing sanding and all that. Because when you're sanding and all that, there's a lot of dust when I'm sanding wood or other materials. Oh yeah, good idea. This one didn't cost too much. These Russian ones are just so surplus, like they cost pretty cheap, but they aren't the best, but they work really well. And for those that think that the eye lens fogs up, there's like a little vent that when you breathe in, the air gets pushed against the glass to keep it from fogging up. Yeah. These cylinders are also really sturdy. That's metal. They're metal cylinders. And I might get another few of these at a couple of occasions. Yeah, but it's a good idea to get a couple good cylinders for these, like ammonia, phosphate ones that can stop very toxic chemicals. Yeah, and these fit into they fold up fairly small. And you can fit that into a small bag or a small carrying satchel quite easily because I've got an actual bag that's designed to carry these, to actually carry a gas mask, and yeah. Okay, see you later. Oh well, but yeah, these things are pretty yeah, pretty cool. I've made. I'd have to say these things are pretty cool. I got the air hose for it, the actual hose that goes between the cylinder and the mask. Where did I put that? I do have the actual air hose for it that goes between the cylinder, so you can have a really big, big long cylinders. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I've actually, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that channel around actually. Fairly decent channel and does a lot of different types of gas masks and the history of various types and all that. Okay, cool. Yeah. I swear I had that gas, I suppose, over there somewhere, but I don't know where I put it. Oh well. This is what I use for hunting small game. It's a 5.5 or 22 caliber air rifle. It's quite powerful. Like I can knock over a rabbit or a possum if I have to, and pretty easy. Last time it was checked in terms of the velocity. It was 1,000 feet per second, which some normal rifles actually go about that. So it's pretty good. Yeah, pretty cool actually. I've been building onto it by putting a laser sight. And I put a reflex or a small ACOG little thing. Yet to sight that in properly, but it should be fairly nice. Yeah, I just keep a couple of them around. I've also got a big crossbow. That's those big compound ones, because they're very powerful and they're about the equivalent power of a shotgun slug. What I would have to say, most crossbows, if it's got a big, and it sends a decent sized bolt traveling, sends a decent carbon fiber bolt travel at 500 feet per second, and the mass of that, all that force being driven into something's pretty damn horrendous amount of damage. It goes right through a hay bale, and I shot it at a hay bale, went through it, and hit a rock and smashed the rock in half. Pretty powerful. Compared to this though, this thing's just a lot more accurate and lighter than the crossbow. But yeah. There we go. Just wondered where that went. So this is the knife that I've got that I've been using for a while. That there is an original Gerber. There's the other side. BMF. There's the serial code. And this thing is just mean compared to a few of the other knives that I've got. This thing's actually starting to wear out. Yeah, it does. I do have a few other knives like this. I've got a rifle bayonet that is, I don't know where it is. I think somewhere, but yeah. Got a World War One bayonet, and that thing's, that's, the blade is about that long, and then the handle about there. That thing is razor sharp, and I use the actual bayonet for hunting because when you're going after a big wild boar, that blade goes all the way from behind the leg, from behind the front leg, in upwards and into the heart. Yeah, it's not pleasant, I'll tell you that. If you ever hunt pigs with dogs, it's a pretty messy game. Yeah. If you're definitely squeamish, yeah. That's my lanyard. That I got some time ago. Yeah, got that from Odin Wolf. He's hilarious. Yeah. See this? It's glowing. It's hard to see, but that little cylinder is neodymium, not neodymium, tritium gas. And the inside of the cylinder is coated with phosphorus mixed with silver oxide. And what that mixture does is it glows. Yeah, me too. He was actually the first one I found and watched for quite some time. And yeah, he's a pretty interesting guy. There's some pretty hilarious stuff. One of the videos that he made ages and ages ago was he had a go-kart. He went around on a go-kart in full fursuit. It's hilarious. Imagine just going along in the neighborhood and you like for the first time you see that buzzing around. You're like, what the hell have I taken? Oh my god, that'd just be hilarious. Oh. Yeah. Oh my god. There's a lot of crazy stuff I've seen. Like drive-throughs. Like you see all those drive-through videos of all different things, and the one that always cracked me up was the one like the furries. The other one that I've seen that people do occasion is they make this seat cover that they put over themselves, and it looks like you're in the seat, and it looks like the car's driving itself. It's hilarious. The people just like, where's the driver? Oh, it's so hilarious. Oh, it makes me chuckle more than anything. It's just seeing people enjoying themselves, having fun. R- 50. Doesn't have the primer or the powder in it, but heavy just on its own. Like you feel the weight in that bullet. You think about that, the fact that they make machine guns that fire these things. Terrifying. And especially the fact that each one of these can either be an armor piercing or an explosive tip. Yeah. I saw a guy splitting wood with one of these things. So yeah, they're pretty. The skeleton prank. Ah, skeleton! Oh, skeletons. They're always so funny. I guess you can say some skeletons have a boner. Oh, God. Oh, that's an old one. That's an old joke. That's an old joke, that one is. Get a bone to pick with you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cool. God dang it. Yeah. Like, I've got a collection of like rifle rounds, shotgun shells, and just everything right up there. Wait a moment, I'll be able to. everything from like 4.5 millimeter cartridges all the way up to 40 millimeter M18 grenade launchers. And I've also got half of a mortar. Yeah. Guess what I use this for? Guess. I use this for drinking out of. No joke. I'll clean it out and I take a drink out of every so often. It's actually a chalice. Yeah. Pretty cool thing too. It's actual half of a mortar shell. The bestest item that I have got that is an artillery, that's yeah. That has to be the coolest cup you can probably find, actually. Just a minute, I'll get the most coolest thing I actually got in my collection. An entire RPG round. That's what they look like. So these things are actually quite big. And I got that. It costed me $400 for this whole thing. I managed to bid on this thing, and I was lucky. I'm a bit of a bidding troll when it comes to on the internet when I'm buying things. If there's like an auction, I just wait until the last hour and then just put up like $20. Call them death sticks. So it's yeah, the rocket thrusters are actually these little spots right along the side of the rocket right there. So it's actually getting more pulled through the air than it is pushed. Yeah. This type would have been a shape charge. So there would have been a big shape charge in the front of this. If you look up how these work, they're pretty cool. But there's mainly two charges that make these work. There's an explosive charge that launches them from the barrel, and by the time that this thing is flown far enough away from the user, from the launcher, the actual propellant in these ignites and shoots the projectile on. Pretty impressive. Yeah, there's actually writing there, it's in Chinese, so I'm guessing that this would have been a Chinese manufactured RPG, and not a Russian one, which, if it was a Russian one, it would have been a little bit more rare because their ones are a little bit more reliable compared to the Chinese ones, apparently. Death sticks. You could use it as a club. It's not got anything explosive in it. The whole thing actually unscrews. So yeah, the whole thing just unscrews, and so the warhead itself was usually either a shape charge or a high explosive charge. So the shape charges are this classic ovular shape, and the high explosives were actually more of a stick shape. They're more just like a cylinder on the end of the rocket, designed just to blow apart buildings or anything else that gets in the way. But pretty impressive. You think about something this big flying through the air. And these aren't actually electronically fired, they're actually fired by a primer. Right there, tiny little primer that fires it. Wouldn't mind having a model of the launcher that this can slide into just to look for the looks of it, because that would be pretty cool. Oh well, but that's something cool that I've gotten. Still got the actual safety cap. Here's the thing that a lot of the I'm back. And this is here. This is the launcher that I've got, rocket round that I've got. RPG. I'll try and get some good photos of it to put up on Discord for you guys as well. The whole thing disassembles into about 4 pieces. It disassembles into. But yeah. Yeah. I just collected a whole lot of military stuff way back in the day from I think it was about 4 years ago. No, about 3 that I started collecting military stuff. And yeah, just got a good collection of it now. And if I see something for a fairly decent price, I'll buy it. But for now, I'm saving up, obviously. But you know, it's just normal. Good to be back, eh? Yeah. That's one of the knives I actually have manufactured out of high tensile steel. It's a piece of pardon me, of high tensile steel that I made a knife out of, and very interesting shaped blade. I'd say you wouldn't see an actual. I don't think you'd probably ever see a knife that shape again. This stuff is so hard that I can't drill it with even a hardened carbide bits that you can get in hardware stores, the most expensive ones they had. I tried drilling some of the stuff, couldn't do it. Yeah, it is. It's always interesting to me. I'm always surprised by the amount of ingeniousness and also the fact that military gear is a lot more tougher. Oh, boy. Bugger. 4 people here. There's 4 people here. Who's the 4th? Who's the new person here? Hello? Yeah. So I just used a nice bit of antler, deer antler. Hello. How's it going? It's fine, I think. Okay, that's good to know. Just talking about a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. Also, one other cool thing I got, there was a gadget that I got. This night vision camera. Did I put batteries in this thing? No, I didn't. But it takes 2 AA's. Here's 2. 2 AA's. Just go in like that. And Hopefully there's enough charge in those batteries. Not enough charge in those batteries. But yeah. Yeah, I am. I've been set for a lot of things. I probably should charge these batteries so I've got a chance to. Been meaning to charge up a whole lot of them. But yeah, these they only cost like probably at the most $100 from eBay. They're not the best, but they're pretty cool still to have. You can see in the dark. The other thing that these things, you can actually see the infrared light coming from these from normal cameras. It just shows up as like a little purple glow almost. It's like a purpley pinky kind of glow to it from other cameras. But you'll be able to see infrared light from other cameras and other stuff that gives it off, which makes it very useful. Overall, it's, yeah. It did come with 2 brackets, one for mounting it onto a helmet, which it doesn't have, can't find a helmet to mount it on, or the mount bracket that attaches to the helmet to mount that on. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, got to be resourceful in this world. Oh, God. Oh, golly, golly, gosh. It's going to get to 30 degrees today, I bet. Yeah. So the next few videos probably be some cool memes, because now that I know how to make them, I've been using GIMP to make memes, and it's not like I kind of get how to do it. It's just, I don't know, GIMP's just a little bit old school, but it still works really well. And since it's free, I'm going to use it. It was mainly the fact that the game, like it just seems that they don't have. It's just really hard to get the text to be the right size and all that. But yeah, memes, what kind? All kinds of free memes. But I am going to try and do some other memes at some stage, as well, because why not? If I find something I know is going to be funny, I'm going to make them as well. I might just post them on for Affinity and on Discord as well, the ones that aren't very memes or something like that. So there'll be all kinds of things. I've got like a plethora of memes that I've got at my disposal at the moment. I've made a few that kind of make me laugh when I finish. Actually, I have ones that I literally laughed after finishing making them. That's how funny they were to me. Like, I just knew exactly what would do for that moment. Like a meme, you cannot it's hard to describe memes when it comes to making them. There's not really a mindset. It's just just instinctually comes to you. So yeah, memes are made naturally. They're not just factory produced. Is the bestest way to describe them. People have tried, believe me, they've tried to, set up big, groups of people that try and make corporate memes and all that, and they never really work out. Oh, Mr. Obama! Oh my god, I could impersonate Odin Wolf like that. Oh my god. He used to say that a bit. He used to do that. So if you ever hear him say it, you'll know what I mean. Yeah. Some of them are pretty nice. Some of them are just, yeah. Some of them can be quite wholesome, some of the memes I make, and some of them can be pretty damn just hilarious, downright funny, dank memes. Dank memes. I need to set up a PO box address because why not, being one of them, and also because I can't find any of this in the entire of New Zealand. This stuff here, Rabane, it's a Japanese soft drink, and the place that was selling it doesn't seem to sell it anymore. It's just not in stock. I'm going to check in every now and again to see if they have any, but it tastes really good. Memes. Yeah, love a good meme. So yeah, if you're actually seeing that, that's actually how they seal it. A marble. Actually, the marble seals up inside this plastic washer, and to break the seal, you push a little plastic cap in, which pops the marble down, and you can drink the bottle. You can drink from this. You can get the marble out by either smashing the bottle or by cutting through the plastic on the top. And I've gotten one out just the heck of it, and they're just a pure glass bead. And just cool. You could use them as slingshot ammo or play a game of marbles, I guess. They're pretty cool. It's a really nice soft drink, and I used to drink at least one every so few weeks because they taste really nice, and they come in damn grape flavor, and I can't even find them in any other flavor other than the standard flavor here in New Zealand. And there's like 50 different flavors, and I want to try at least one of each because of the marble. No, because someone brought one for me, and I just like, oh yeah, what's this? Popped it open, drunk it, and I was like, whoa, this is actually quite good. And I was like, oh yeah, the bottles are pretty cool too. You know, that's definitely a bonus, I have to say. So ever see any, I'm going to have to set up a PO box or something so that I can get, so you can send things like mail to me and all that. Because I send quite a bit to some of the other furries out there from time to time. If you ever go to Odin Wolf's channel and you go to one of his unboxings and you see him receive an ammo box, I sent him that. I sent him a custom-made ammo box that I painted the same color as his fursona. No joke. It was actually a lot of work that went into that gift for him because he just made me feel so happy after just feeling down for a while, and I just felt he deserved something pretty cool. And yeah, yeah, that costed a lot to ship. It was like $50-something to ship it, but yeah, consideringly, that is something that I have to say that yeah. I know where it came from. Yeah, it came from me. If you go back far enough on my channel, you'll find a video on that of me making it. It was a long time ago, but yeah. I just took an old ammo box that I got from the dump that was, you know, rusting and all that, and I just blasted it out. And yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks for that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I thought he's quite an interesting character. He just recently got 100,000 subscribers, and I could tell in the sound of his voice that he was more than proud. He was more than happy. He was beside himself, and that's something I like to see. Is, you know, many channels out there are just so corporately ran, and they're not got any real heart put into them. They're not really that enjoyable to watch. But when it's a person that actually is there, you can actually feel them there, instead of these corporate people that just yell at you at the top of their lungs into the camera. It's like, why? I can hear you clearly without that needing to be done. It's like J Station, like, why do you yell? And oh my god, that's cringe. Oh my god. Like, yeah, that is the most cringiest thing that I could ever possibly imagine. Like, I even found one of his videos and I was like, oh my god, no. But yeah, I'm not into that sort of drama. I'm into making videos that people can enjoy, laugh at, have fun. Because, yeah. Yeah, god damn, yeah, don't remember. Oh, yeah, definitely no. No, no, no. Uh, they're just, that's the cringiest part of the internet. Let's put it at that. The names that should not be named. It's better leaving things nameless. Yeah. Here's something funny about New Zealand. You can't buy switchblades or knuckle dusters, but you can buy full-sized swords and stuff like that. A blade that can literally you head off. Ironically, it's pretty easy to get hold of. Like, I just got one on the internet ages ago. I'll show you. I've got it over here. Yep. This is just a cheap one that I got. It's quite a nice blade. I can cut through stuff with it quite nice. It's just stainless steel. It ain't like a hardened blade or a Damascus. I have seen some nice Damascus ones out there, but I'm gonna hold back buying swords for a while. But yeah, that is not the terrifyingest of weapons that I've got. I've got a buzz axe. You know, like if you've seen Borderlands 3, the big blades that the psychos carry around. I've got one of those that I made out of solid steel. My brother welded it together. All I had to do was just take the bits of metal, cut them to size, and the thing is heavy as hell. Like that thing, yeah, you bring it down on something, it's going to just destroy it. Yeah. Borderlands buzz axes. They're like a circular blade on the end of a long handle, essentially. And you know what, like, saw blades look like? They're, all jagged edged. That rips compared to it slicing a perfect clean cut. But yeah, I just use this thing for slicing things in half because I might do some videos on slicing like fruit in half. Fruit ninja. Oh, that's another cringy person, ninja. What did you say to me, you little program? My God, I remember seeing that. Like, I was like, who is this idiot? Who is this bastard? He's more worse than anything. Okay, go do your thing. When nature got it, when nature comes to call, or whatever it is. Gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah. Oh, we passed the 1 hour mark on my video. How about that? But yeah, probably get to work eventually making more memes and all the rest. Yeah. Yesterday I couldn't do a live stream because there were so many people live streaming. Like everyone was live streaming. There was Stormy the Fluff was live streaming that day. A few other channels that I may have known were live streaming, and they had some pretty high counts. So what was happening was it was pretty much just, well, made everyone else's internet so slow that they couldn't use the live streaming function on YouTube. Yeah, but oh well. Mem. Let's put that. Bullseye. Toss that on the bed. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. It's a long time ago. They have big axes and stuff, and they just beat each other until one submits. Pretty hefty. Yeah, exactly. They beat the crap out of each other with swords and shit, clubs, whatever, like pole axes and stuff. Yeah, it's all like traditionally made stuff too. It's like all handcrafted armor, and I've seen some for sale. Like I thought of getting like a big helmet just for the heck of it. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Art of my persona. Yes, I do have a little bit of art of my persona. So this is my original sketch or drawing. And then I printed out a persona blank and then essentially sketch. It took me like 5 hours, just hours of work, a few hours of work to do this. Yeah, but that's yeah. I just thought, what would that be like, and all the rest. I just spent a bit of time thinking about it and what would look cool and all that. It took the longest thing that took actually was to find a printer to be able to print out a blank and all that. But I managed to figure out how to do that and all the rest. And finally, yeah. Damn, printer ink is way too expensive. Oh yeah, average. I'm fine with that. Yeah. I do have some actual digital art of my persona. That's the one that I use for my the little icon of my channel and all that little icon thing. And that was made on Affinity by someone who said he was wanting to do free art. And I was like, okay, you can do my persona if you want. And they just said, here you go. I was absolutely astounded by it. I was like, wow, thank you. Can't remember the name, unfortunately. I forget the names of people pretty quickly. Yeah, but I am planning on getting some more art of it eventually of my persona. No biggie, no rush. There's a lot of amazing artists out there and all that. Yeah, and all the rest. Ew, that was greasy. Here, trash can in here. sort of rubbish do I need to... Oh, pop. Oh, well. Yeah. I'm no good at digital art. TF. I only know those words as being a few things, but that can mean depending on what you're talking about. Oh, you mean TF art? Well, I get it. It's up to you if you want to do that. Some of it looks cool. I've seen some pretty amazing stuff out there, so yeah. The F. Whatever. Oh. Headlamp. Pretty bright. 2,000 lumens. Oh, that made the screen go all funny for a moment. There's enough power in the sun right now. Do I post vids every day? I try to, but I'm not going to like force myself into doing it. It's like if I can put a video out every day, then I will. But if I feel like I'm going to push myself too much, then I'm not going to. But I try putting them out whenever I can. There's no real time to it. I just do it like randomly. So it's kind of a bit, yeah. I try to keep some sort of a schedule. Like I try to upload at midday or something. Or sometime around midday, usually I try to upload videos. Or evening, usually, because what I usually do is I make all the memes, make or find a heap of memes in the evening of the night prior, of that day prior, and then morning I start editing, and by the time I'm finished, I can then upload. So by midday, usually there's something up. If not, then I'm either busy or I'm out. Yeah, because I do a lot. I do get out a lot and all that. Well, my father drags me out on these silly things. Like I don't know why he does. Like stuff that I don't have any interest in. Yeah. But yeah. So it's just depending on, life. But yeah. I'd let you know if there was like a big break, if I was out for a couple of days or something. And I have been doing a lot of stuff, and I do like going camping. So if I get the chance to go camping, then I will. But I usually will take a camera and a video, take my video camera with me and film whatever's interesting. You're back. Okay. Cool. Soda, soda, soda. Oh my god. Nos. My god, Nos Lane is funny as hell when he's not so sober. Got a vanilla Pepsi instead of a regular. Oh, cool. I don't drink a lot of soda, but like, if it's any kind of sodas that I drink, it's either a Dr. Pepper, some sort of other brand. I just don't like Coca-Cola because it's too sweet and sugary. I'm trying to slim down a bit, and obviously I don't want so sugary of a drink. So I find ones that are a little bit more tastier and a little bit more bitter. Dr. Pepper isn't the best for you, but I'd rather drink that stuff than the same branded garbage that everyone eats and stuff like that. Especially when they're like, the thing with me, when I see a company that pushes an ad so much, yeah. Some fruit juices aren't too sweet. I drink a lot of fruit juices and stuff. And some sodas that I have drunk were actually really mild. They actually weren't super sweet. Like the best way to describe it is as like almost like the equivalent of a fruit juice, but with a nice tang of the carbonation and all that. It's quite nice. I did a whole thing on different types of sodas on my channel, and some of them were okay. Like some of them were way too sweet, like like ugh. And some things are like the most oddest tasting drinks, like you wouldn't even believe the taste of them. Like, what the hell was that I just drunk? But yeah, there was a drink called Thumbs Up. Like it just had like a thumbs up logo on it. No joke. And I think I've still got that bottle and a few others. Still got a couple bottles that I kept that were really cool looking. Yeah. A healthy smoothie. Why not? I try to eat a bit of healthy stuff every now and again, a little less bacon and a little less. Yeah. The bestest meat I can tell you is either really good beef or venison or goat. Goat is one of the most leanest meats that I've found that's very available in New Zealand if you go hunting a lot, because goats here are just running rampant everywhere in the bush. And they're really delicious and very easy to catch. Oh, bugger. Blender broke. Yeah. Yeah, those NutriBullets are quite powerful, for what I can see. We've got one of those, and they'll blend up stuff pretty quick. But yeah, usually when it comes to me, yeah, definitely bad indeed. Oh well, I'm sure you'll be able to get one eventually. You can get them pretty cheap, second hand if you have to. Like I've brought a lot of my electronic appliances when I had a bit of a flat of my own. I just brought all secondhand stuff like toasters, secondhand, microwave, secondhand. Most of the cutlery and all that was secondhand from the dump. Just give it a really good clean and you're good. Yeah, just pour a heap of bleach onto the stuff and give it a real good scrub. And that really does clean it up good and makes it nice and yeah. Yeah, I have to say there's a lot of cool stuff that I've gotten from just being curious at garage sales and all that. Yeah. it's going to be a hot day, is it? My barometer's not working as well as it normally does, but oh well. See that? That's actually probably the most radioactive hot object that I've got. That's actually radioactive material from a smoke alarm. I handle that with good care. It's not enough radiation that it could kill you from it just sitting there, but just obviously what I've learned about radioactive material and all that, it's pretty harmless as long as you aren't exposed to it at very large doses. None of those. No joke. No Instagram, no Facebook, no Twitter. The only places that you can follow me is on Fur Affinity, Discord, or here. No joke. I don't use Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Just don't like them. But I do have Imager, if you know what Imager is. Yeah, I just don't use them because I already got all this stuff going on and I would have no real space for it in my life. And yeah, I get a lot of, social interaction with people on Fur Affinity anyways. Yeah. But I do have Discord, my own Discord server as well. That's usually linked in with every video that I've got. It's fairly good spaces and everything. I've got fairly well set up right now. I don't know quite how to use bots yet, but I'm going to figure that one out eventually. Yep, no joke. I just never saw any real use in it. I get it, but I just don't need it. Like, it's not my biggest thing. And most of the time it's just off-put. It's just crazy on there, and people do so many silly things with it. Like, they'll look into everything that you'll say just because they want to find dirt on you. Yeah, obviously that happens everywhere, but they obviously, if I don't even have a Twitter presence or Facebook presence and all that, then they're not going to get any kind of attention. That battery should charge now that I was charging. Yep. The best way to tell is that I take a voltmeter. Okay. Put it like that. Positive. Negative. Power it up. .6. Yeah, exactly. The same reason that I never got into it. There is some drama on Fur Affinity, but most of the time it's just hardly that much, and I just tend to ignore it. It's nowhere as near as much. That's why I like using the small platforms, because they're more better regulated, or they're just more calmer. And usually when drama starts to come in, like, they'll just stop it instantly. They don't let drama continue on the platform. They used to apparently be a lot worse on Fur Affinity, but it's gotten a lot better lately. And yeah. There is a lot of furries on Discord. You would not be surprised. a lot of big furries will have Discord servers, and usually some of them are paywalled to only patrons or something like that, to a Patreon subscribers. But I'm kind of a bit more free and open because I know what it's like. And I help people out and all that. And if anyone ever wants to talk to me, I can do voice chats on Discord. So I can set up talk to you on voice chat, private chats and all that. So if you feel something and all that, if you're feeling down and all that, I can always chat to you personally. And yeah, because I know what it's like going through life. It can be pretty damn hell. And sometimes you just got to talk about things, and it really does help a lot. I only know for YouTubers like, okay, Majira and Beta. Yeah, those two are kind of interesting. I don't watch them that much, but they're kind of interesting. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's funny as. All that. I'm subbed to most of the ones that I can find, and also a lot of smaller channels. So there's a few that I might I did make a video that had, that I gave a shout out to a lot of small channels that just, are kind of interesting. Yeah. Yes, he's interesting. He makes a lot of interesting videos. Yeah. Most of the time, when I'm watching other furries, it's just usually other stuff. It's not too much other stuff to a certain degree. But yeah, I keep an eye on a lot of different topics and things. And yeah, one thing that I have heard of. Have you ever heard of this one? But there's a rumor goes around that there's actually a cruiser furcon, like a furcon on board of a cruiser, like a big old ship. That's crazy. That would be pretty impressive. So like the cruise would go to certain places and the furcon would be on board of that. That would actually be pretty cool if there was such a thing. Like an actual cruiser holiday ship. You book a day on it, like it stays in a certain location, docks up at a certain location for a few days. Furcon happened, it has a furcon wherever, and then it buggers off to the next place. That'd make a lot of money. That would be something. Yeah, it would be. Cruiser con. Yeah, it would be quite expensive, obviously, but you would have all year to save up for it. So, yeah. But I really do wish there was a furmate near where I am, but there isn't, to what I can understand, because I don't think there is. Since I'm at the top of the South Island of New Zealand. So, if you know where Wellington is, we're down south, the first town called Picton. It's too cold. Me right now, I've got windows open, fan on. It's freaking damn hot as hell. At least when you're cold, you can wrap stuff around yourself to keep yourself warm. When it's hot, you need ice and fans, and it's a lot more. It's actually easier to heat something up than it is to cool it down half the time. At least you like throwing buckets of water over yourself every day. One thing that is good is having a house with a firebox in it. So I've got a fireplace. And the great thing about that fireplace is it's hooked up to the hot water supply. So you don't actually have to turn on the hot water tank. So even without electricity, you'll still be able to heat your water up to have a shower, nice hot shower. So it's pretty cool. Boy, does that get really hot. So you can have to clean the dishes pretty easily with that hot water when it comes out boiling like that. You can make a cup of hot coffee with that kind of temperature. But yeah. First thing I always look at when you go to a new house, does it have a firebox or some sort of really good heating system and all that? Because if the power goes out, you're going to be cold, very cold. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Once I drank a whole soda and I didn't burp until right at the end of it all. And boy, was that one heck of a belch. It made an entire room echo. Like, it was just like, burp. Just like that perfect burp. And that was noisy. But the worstest was that I farted in a cave. And we have these big glowworm caves in New Zealand. And the bottom of the cave is flooded. So you have a boat that takes you through it. And you're just getting pulled along on a rope. So there'd be a person standing out pulling you along, pulling the boat along, and you'd look up and you'd see all the glowworms. It's quite impressive. But what happened was I had a really bad fart, and the boat was an aluminium hull, aluminum, you know what I mean. Bye. See you around. Yeah. And the boat was metal, so if you make a sound on that boat, it makes it really loud. And since my bum was firmly sitting against the aluminium hull, I farted. The sound was very loud. Boy, that was not pleasant. Everyone in the boat behind me was just like, what? Oh, it echoed in the cave. Like, if you've ever heard a fart echo, then you know what it sounds like. And I was biting my bottom lip, preventing myself from laughing. And at the end of the cave tour, there's a camera that takes a photo of you when you come out of the cave, and you're looking at everyone's faces like, and I'm just like biting my bottom lip, stopping myself from laughing my head off. Everyone else is, oh my god, that was hilariously funny. Yeah, that was a hilariously funny outing. That was. Oh yeah. I had some pretty impressive nerves of steel not to be able to laugh. Like, there was a few people giggling like in the back row somewhere. I don't know where, but oh my god, that was hilarious. Okay, turn the fan off and plug it into the solar panel now. There we go. Yeah, I've done some pretty funny things like that. The most bestest pranking item that I've got, by the way, if I can find it. I think it's in the top drawer. Yes, it is. I've still got it. Still intact. Stink bombs. Really old stink bombs. You look like Michael Jackson. Hello. That there is ammonium sulfite. Those are the really old stink bombs. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that's an ammonium sulfite stink bomb. So that liquid in there is absolutely horrendously stinks. Eat it. Nope. What I'm going to do with that one day is I'm going to. I ain't doing that. It's terribly toxic. So these things, where's it made? Do you want to know where this is made? Made in Chile. But yeah, those things are incredibly stinky. Someone gave me that. It's really, really, really old school. They don't make them that potent anymore. But what you do with them is you sit it underneath of a chair leg, so that when someone sits down on the chair, it crushes it, releasing the stench. And boy, is it potent. It is hilariously stinky when it comes to that. Or the other one is you sit it underneath a toilet seat. You glue it to the bottom of you tape it to the bottom of a toilet seat so that when someone sits on the toilet seat, it crushes it and it makes a heap of smell. And yeah, they are the perfect revenge tools indeed. It is probably one of the most bestest revenge tools. You know, the most sweetest revenge is when it's karma that comes for someone. Oh, it is the bestest prank tool when it comes to that. The other one is the air horn. And you strap it to a chair so that when they sit down on it, it goes bang. Boy, does that make people jump! Like I've seen people jump, and it's like, boom. it's like they've gotten a zap. It's better than the old thumbtack, I'll tell you that. They're going to get a hell of more of a fright than going, what the fuck was that? They're just going to go boom straight up in the ear like they got a shock. I'll tell you, the bestest karma that I have seen all year was when Jay Station's been getting hell for all the shit that he's done. He got hell for what he did for the fandom. Let's just say that. Karma comes for all the bitches out there. Did I say a bad word? Oops. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it does. Boy, is it sweet when it comes. I just like standing like, oh. But enough about that nitwit. It looks like he's like on crack though. That's the thing that just always gets me. It's just, oh. Whoopee cushion, but nah, that's old school. I used to have one of those, and I used to put it underneath of the chair. I used to put it underneath of the cushion in the couch, and people would always wonder why there was a farting sound. They'd sit down, and they go, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh, stop farting in here, bro." And they'd stand up, and they'd like go. They'll lift the couch cushion over, and there's this whoopee cushion sitting perfectly where their rear end was, and off it goes. Boy, those things make me feel young, make me feel old school. There were some pranks. There were some fun old pranks. The one thing that I'll tell you that I used to do was the school had a science lab, and in it was a lot of all kinds of different stuff. And since I was really into science, I knew what some of these chemicals and things were. And one of the things that I would usually pinch was magnesium. Magnesium burns with a really bright, hot light. And I just used to go in there when I was a kid and pinch it, like little bits of it. It's like, yoink, quickly run out before the teacher would notice that I'd gone in there. Like, he'd leave the door open. It was like, why are you leaving that open, you nitwit? You know people go in there. You steal the supplies. And I'm like, why did you leave that open? And I was like, burning it at home. I'd like light it with a gas lighter and just go on the ground. It's like, woof, on the concrete. You're like, why is there a white scorch mark on the concrete? You're like, oh, I don't know. It burns like really bright. I do have some of it that I purchased from all places, Wish. I brought a whole coil of it. I was like, I wonder if this will get through customs. I was like, oh, whoops. But luckily, it actually arrived. Hello. How's it going? Got a new person on this chat now. Hello. Oh. Oh, I've just been chatting to all the other people here and having a good day. It is a really hot scorcher in New Zealand right now. Temperature is above 20 degrees. Still rising, nearly 25 almost. Jeepers creepers. It's almost, it's almost 20 degrees Celsius. So it's getting a bit more hotter than it normally does during the middle of the day. I had some stuff in there, but I didn't. Huh. I just looked through my drawers. One of the craziest things that I got on Wish that I'm surprised it even got into the country was smoke flares. You know, the little ones that are like a cylinder about this round, this long, and they got a little pull ring on them. You rip it out and it starts bellowing out clouds of green smoke. Green, reds, purples, pinks, blues, whites. Yeah, that's the case with a lot of sodas. They just get, yeah. Why is it always with like grape soda being so hard to find? Like you find really good grape soda and it's like really hard to find any of it. What is with that? Some sort of conspiracy, I think. The grape soda conspiracy. Yeah. Do try some of this if you can get it. Ramonade. It's actually quite nice. When I last tried, it's quite sweet, but I only drink one. Whenever I get one, I only drink like if I can get a heap of them, I'd only drink one every so often. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, here comes a train. The train tracks are only right behind the property, up on the hill there, and they go past every few hours. Get a train. I sleep through the damn things running along the rail lines above us. Occasionally, even though you get to see a steam train, which is kind of interesting to see. There's a couple of those that rail on the rails in New Zealand. We've got 2 or 3 of them, I think, in operation. And boy, do they look impressive when you see one of those chugging along the tracks. Damn, what happened to the... Oh, well. I hear you can't get Kinder eggs in America that well. You know, Kinder Surprise, the little things with the little yellow thing in the center. Their little surprise. Whoops. Because of them being some federal reason for it. I don't know exactly, but yeah. They're not that good. Like the taste of them is like a just a really terribly sweet. Is it because they're like got a plastic thing in the center of them or something? That's what I'm guessing. Don't know where they originally came up with them. Was it Britain or something? I don't know. But yeah, crazy. Yeah, they like I could do is buy the eggs because it's the chocolate and the it's all the way when it is when you get it. I could take the egg and take the toy and all that out and send them over to America just because they no longer got the chocolate around the outside of the plastic thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I could send the toys overseas, but not as is how I've seen it. So yeah, if anyone was interested, I could send them to them. These things are kind of handy, but they're really hard to get your hands on. I guess you could just get an eBay shipment of just the pods from somewhere. Like I'm sure there'd be a Chinese manufacturer of these things. Is there actually a label on the inside? 216. Now, if you look up the part numbers, it'll probably come up under something. Interestingly, though, yeah. Yeah, I didn't remember. What was that? Um, oh, I forgot I had those things in there. You can buy almost anything on the internet these days. Yeah, that's a odd one. I'll tell you, the weirdest experiences that I've had in my life are pretty crazy. I'll tell you why I actually my persona is a dragon. As a kid, I had really vivid dreams, like really vivid dreams, super realistic, kind of things. And in some of them, I was a dragon. No joke. And ever since then, I was kind of fascinated by it. I was like, wow, that was cool. Like, yeah, it's kind of like the bizarrest of feelings you could possibly ever imagine, but it was amazing at the same time. The other thing that was kind of creepy, but it wasn't a dream. Exactly. Yeah. There is some very weird stuff that happens in my life. Seeing ghosts or a ghost. That was ages ago, but I remember it quite vividly. Quite creepy. But I wasn't so much terrified. I was more like, what the hell did I just see? Yeah. I like a wolf or a husky. You could have some sort of a hybrid of the two if you really wanted to. That's up to you. I've seen some pretty disturbing stuff, trust me. Um, I've been on websites um, that are just out there creepy. Exactly, a whiskey. Whiskey. Yeah, exactly. There's some pretty crazy ones out there. Oh, I'm gonna have to try and contact someone about something that I've ordered because I haven't heard back from them, and I paid money for what I ordered, and they haven't obviously. Well, they haven't said anything back about them shipping what I've ordered from them. And I was hoping that it arrived by the end of this month, but last month, but nothing arrived. So I'm kind of wondering that it may be this month that it arrives. Okay, have fun. Yeah, and yeah, I did do live streaming of a bit of gaming, but it wasn't really that good because I could never get the Xbox to connect to my laptop. I don't know why they don't make it so that the HDMI input for my laptop couldn't just plug into the HDMI of the TV and all that in some sort of simple configuration. Because I don't know, like it's just really too many brain cells required to try and process how to get that set up. It was too much for me, and passwords that I could not remember and needed, and now I don't know where to, and a lot of stuff that I'm not too concerned over. I'm going to try and get Streamlabs working, but it's so daunting. Like, it's got so much, I don't know what anything does. Going to have to try and figure out like a how-to on that. Probably going to need to watch 20 of them because they're not going to explain everything. But yeah, it would be good to set it up because I could then use it to have actions possibility for those that want to give a bit of money. That's up to them, up to anyone if they wanted to. Probably put the money to use for buying equipment. I do have a wish list for buying stuff. I do need to get a new microphone, a new SD card, and all that. Yeah, I'm sure I'll figure it out. I do have a wish list set up as well. Some things are expensive because equipment's expensive, but you know, better buying good quality stuff. I've got a few things on there. Some pretty cheap, a cheap drink, a Yeti silver, the Yeti silver microphone, and an SD card. Yeah, it's like a 32 gigabyte, and I've only got like 12 gigabyte things, like little ones. Is it a 12? Did I put in my GoPro? It's quite a small. It wasn't like a super high capacity one. 16 gigabyte. Wasn't that? It's not super, but it does the trick. Like, you know, it gets about half an hour's worth of video before needing to be cleared of anything on it. Funny thing is, this really high quality camera can't be plugged into a data cable and used as a webcam. But that one right there, that cheap camera, can. It's a Movi Neo Stream, if I think I've already said a few dozen times in a few other places. Yeah. I can just plug this one in and use as a webcam through a USB cable, but I can't even do that with this one. I've actually looked it up, and you can technically do it, but you need special software and a special cable that's got a computer built into the cable, like a little box. I'm like, why? When this cheaper one can do that for next to nothing, for only like a $2 or $3 cable. And just dummies, people that don't think twice about using simple stuff. But yeah, the only upside to this thing is it's just got really good definition and got fairly decent audio on this GoPros. But I don't know what I'm going to buy next when it comes towards cameras. I have been thinking of going for something along the lines of a Canon or something around there. If I can hook it up to this and use it as a webcam, it'd be awesome. Although the auto-focusing thing, which I see a lot of them doing, like where you put your hand up close like that and take it away, it just tries to focus, like just set the focus on a certain point so that it doesn't blur up like that. It's really annoying. But oh well. I'm not going to bellyache about things that I can fix and do other things about. And that camera also comes with a remote. This one right here actually came with a remote. I can actually take a photo, start filming. Don't know what the link is, the other one is, but yeah. Maybe it's mode. But essentially it's like a little watch you wear around your wrist, and I can actually control it. I have been trying to use it, but it's kind of redundant. It doesn't, like, it kind of works, it kind of doesn't, but it's kind of cool. You can get phones to connect to the camera, like to these, but I tried connecting it and it didn't work. So I'm not really bothered with that wireless camera settings and all that. I just use it to film. It's pretty simple stuff. Yeah, I know, right? I've never actually seen. It's a cheap camera too. It's only like $200 for that one, and it came with the remote. If I was to get a GoPro like this one here to come with the remote, I would probably have to have sported out like 5 to about 700 just for that. This little thing here costs 400. That one costs 200, and the footage isn't the worst on it. It's just not that good on audio. Like the audio file seems to not be the best. The microphone, but yeah, you can get some that come with remotes. They're just not the practicalist sometimes. But it's just got 3 buttons and all that, and record a video and all that with it. So you can set it up somewhere and use it for recording or taking photos. And I had it on a selfie stick, and I'd have this attached to the selfie stick, and I could just press that little button there, and it would take a photo. So I don't actually need to be anywhere near the camera to actually activate it. As long as the camera was on already, it would take a photo. Pretty cool. I actually got to remember that I've got this thing, and yeah. You can usually like connect things like that to your phone, like most people do, but I don't really bother with them. Yeah. I just got a 30. I don't get why people spend so much on these. Like these things only cost like $40 for a decent phone these days. So Vodafone Smart C9, whatever that means. And the thing with this one, comparing it to an Apple phone, I can repair this easily. I can replace the battery easily. Likely, because the case comes off with just your fingers. There's the battery, and I can just pop that out. It just pops out. And also put the SD card in very easily too. Probably not the most waterproof case, but why do you need a phone that's waterproof when you can just put it inside of something that is waterproof, such as a box or a container or possibly even a sealed bag? So many people complain about their things these days, and yeah, people buy like $1,000 phone and they go, "Oh, I stepped on it." Well, they don't need to make stronger phones; they just need to make phones that are cheaper for those sorts of people. Freaking NASA to me. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I don't get? Those tiny little wireless headphone pieces. Like those tiny little wireless headphones are like this big. But yet they go, "Oh, I lost it." Like they lose them all the time and all that. And I'm like, get some headphones that don't have, that you're not going to lose. Oh, but these things are tiny. Yes, they're tiny, but you're going to lose them. And then they complain about wires tangling, of course. But what I use of those, actually quite nice, is just a moment. Sorry, there, just to pick that up to move it. Is these sorts, these fold out headphones that I got next to like $4 or $5 for these. Transonic. And you're not going to lose those too easily, whereas a tiny little thing about this big that's wirelessly powered, that's wirelessly connected to your phone, it's going to find one of those again when you lose them. I get the idea of them, it's just highly unpractical when it comes towards these being much more cheaper. You don't need a battery for these. You just need to plug them into the device that's producing music or whatever other noise you're listening to. But yeah. But it's, technology is something crazy these days. You're seeing things like the your computers and all that are getting so much more compact and all that. I remember just when screens were actually a stereo headphones. Oh, like it's the big like headset ones that you got. Yeah, I get what you mean. I've seen those ones are okay. Let's put that as actually the bestest in betweener for your devices. I do have a wireless speaker that I use with my phone that's paired up to my phone right now to blast music when I'm in the shower. So I actually set my phone on the stand that sits up here. That sits just outside the shower, and I can reach out, touch it, and switch songs and all that, and it plays at full blast. The only problem is that speaker's battery is tiny. I need to get a bigger one in there. Wait a mo. I could probably put that phone battery in there. Yeah, I'll probably do that at some stage. I'll try and modify it to take the phone battery. It's just really hard to take those cases apart, but I have done it. They're just very well made not to be taken apart, but I don't really care. Heck, I've been using the same voice recorder, this little sucker right here. It just sounds like life. Cool. This here is an old voice recorder that I've been using for a long time. And essentially, the casing and everything had broken, but this was still working. Think. And the actual speaker that originally was in there fell out and broke. So I just popped on a headphone that I had from a broken set, and voila, now I can listen to music. Yeah, it works still. Pretty cool. Such a small little thing like that can last for such a long time. Yeah. Honestly, batteries are getting so small now as well, and yeah, crazy. I've seen people who own electric cars, and some of them are quite good. It's just the charge isn't quite there. Like the idea of an electric car is cool, but the only problem with them is the charge. The only problem with them is so far as the charging time is just, it's about half an hour worth of time waiting time for it to charge, which considering the battery is almost as big as most of the weight of the car, was pretty impressive. But they're getting there with them. Like it's just making them lighter and more quicker to charge. That's the main problem. And the more quicker you can charge it and lighter it is, the more convenient it is for the public. But unfortunately, they're just not cheap either, being the main biggest problem. Because obviously batteries take a lot of effort to make, and a lot of, actually I have done studies into the batteries would take a lot of energy to make. So all that energy that you'd put into making a battery, you'd have to put into making it would be double that of an old conventional standard petrol engine. And also you can run petrol engines on certain types of biofuels, which are actually quite clean. Some of the fuels actually do clean the air, which is very helpful. And what I do think is, for now, obviously, we should be looking at biofuels as an option, but at the same time, we should always be looking ahead as well. That's the one thing I think we should do when you get the chance to, is try and make biofuel. And also, it's the same with petrol engines. You can make them run on French fry oil, which is actually kind of cool. Diesel engines can run on vegetable oils. The funniest thing about it being that the fumes smell like French fry oil actually cooking French fries. It's actually kind of hilariously tasty smelling. And I've been behind a truck that was running on it, and yeah, definitely a comparison in smell, I'll tell you that. Yeah. What's that? Oh. Tell you the one thing I absolutely have found fascinating is how far LEDs have come. Like, from where did that go? From being this little glass thing, these are the classic LEDs, to these ones, these strip ones. And what I love about these is you can actually just cut a length. There's little spots so you can actually cut them to whatever length of LEDs you want. And this makes it very versatile. It's also got an adhesive backing on it, although it's kind of lost most of it, but you can just glue it down. And boy, these are bright. Oof. Yeah. And that's just an 18 volt. Yeah. And you get ones now that you can get that change color and all that. Like, I've seen a Protogen head that had like an insane amount of work done into it. That was like the LEDs would change colors, they would different patterns and everything. It was like, whoa. That would have taken at least over 100 hours worth of welding, of soldering, I mean. Then you would have had programmed the Arduino box, the smart box, little control system, to do what you want it to. Then you need to have a phone app or a way to wirelessly interlink to it to control it. It's actually kind of crazy, yeah, to thinking now that fursuits actually have wireless interlinking connection. It's crazy. That is so crazy. And I thought the biggest electronic fad with most of them was a fan inside of the fursuit, air conditioning. That thing had more than that. It was crazy. Like, I've actually shown people that didn't know anything about the furry fandom what a Protogen head looked like. And they're like, what the hell's that? Looks amazing. And yeah, who knows? Yeah. I slowly try to get other people into the fandom by showing them interesting things like that, and you never know. Someone may just go, I want to make one of those now. The hardest thing I think that is making it, yeah, it's insanity. 3D printers these days, eh? You can make some pretty cool stuff with them. Like, you can make any essentially infinite shape. Like, you can think of any kind of shape that would be almost impossible to carve out by hand. You'd be able to literally make the shape of that object instantly. Yeah. When they make 3D printers that can print solid steel or something like that, they do make ones that print like a kind of like a metal, but it's not really a metal. It's close to it though, but not where it's like tensile strength of solid metal. But still cool. Like, you can actually print with some pretty impressive stuff. They've actually tried to 3D print houses. Like, that actually would be an impressive process if you could make a house both structurally and integrally strong, but at the same time fast to print out. And literally, the machine would come to the work site. The site would have everything already set up, so you'd have your plumbing and all that all set up. As it's being printed, it would stop at certain sections to allow you to put in wiring and all that into the house, and then keep on printing. So the idea would be just this big old unit would drive up in 2 pieces, have everything that it needs, and prints out a house. Back when I was like only 4 or 5 printers with these things that just go cats are fascinated by printers. If you've ever seen them, like they sit in front of them watching them come out, and they're like cats. Oh my god, cats are hilarious when it comes to watching things. They've never seen a printer or a mirror. The funniest has to be the mirror. When a cat sees a mirror for the first time. Because they're just like, they think it's another cat, obviously. So they're like, hostile. Eventually, they're just sitting there like going, like they're just putting their paw up, like touching the glass against it, and they're like, what the hell's going on? Oh my god, it's hilarious. Cats just do some funny stuff. Used to have a lot of pet cats when I was growing up and all that, and that was something of a funny thing to watch. Yeah, they do some pretty weird stuff, I'll tell you that. The cat that I used to have ages ago, it would climb in through my window at night, and then it would demand one thing from me. And if it didn't get it, it would hiss at me, like really loudly. And it would want to get under the covers. No joke. It would want me to lift the covers up so I could actually climb under. It would then bring its head around and then stick its head out on the pillow. It's like, you weird cat. You want to sleep right next to me like that. But yeah, I've seen cats do some pretty odd stuff. Cats, you want to sleep in the bed like a human. The other one I was seeing was a video of a cat fight, and the cat arched its back so much that it stood up on its hind legs. It was like, eh? So what? Like that cat knew that hunching up like that, and the other cat was going to attack it, and it just hunched up like that, and the other cat just kind of like sitting there going, "What the?" It's a game of how much can you hunch. The most funniest animal that I've seen that people keep as pets are foxes. It's like the most hilarious and the most cutest thing that I've ever seen. Uh, it's like having a cat and a dog, I'd say, when it comes to foxes. The way they act. Damn, I've been streaming for 2 hours. Dang, I should probably go and do some stuff soon. I'll stream for a little bit longer, and it'll get off. But yeah. Oh yeah, they're a handful, all right. Gosh, you definitely need an outside enclosure for them, and good amount of food. They need like a decent diet of meats and some other supplements, I believe, in their diet. Um, don't think I'd be able to get one in New Zealand, unfortunately. But oh well. We've got a huge dog. That damn thing just, he's a big slobbering goof most of the time. He just like sits there watching you eat, and he gets the big drools that just hang like that. It's hilariously, yeah. And I would always say, "Does your drool hang low? Does it wobble to and fro?" And it definitely does. He would, because he's part bull mastiff, and his father was a curly coat short tail retriever, and the mother was nearly pure mastiff, and so he's a huge like mastiff thing. Yep, big old dogs. He just sits there just like this, just staring at you while you're eating. And if you're not looking, he'll stare at you. But if you actually like, look down at him for a while, he'll actually start to go like this. He'll start to look away because he knows he's not supposed to watch you eat. Yeah, but he does just. Oh my god, Zebby is just a really big goof most of the time. But he does let you know when there's someone at the door or somewhere else. The only problem is he chases cats. He does not like cats one little bit, unfortunately. And someone that I knew had kittens, and just some gorgeous little fluff balls they were. Um, and they're really, really tame. Their mum was a beautiful, like, black cat. Unfortunately, a wild one or a stray cat decided to have its way with her, and they produced a litter of very fluffy little black and little like tabbies, and they're very tame, surprisingly. Because if you get wild cats that breed with a tame one, you usually get these really skitty little things they get quite timid. But these ones are really tame. They come up to you and cuddle with you and all that, and yeah, but they're finding good homes for them. The individual is, yeah. We had a cat once that was so fat that that thing must have weighed something crazy. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the feral cat was doing, but yeah, they just do what they do. But they're finding homes for all those little kittens. They go to a good place, and that's what yeah, very adorable little things. And I've got some photos of them somewhere, I think. But yeah, cuddly as hell. But yeah, the cat that we used to have, this really big fat tabby cat. His name was Brutus, and he would just sit in the kitchen waiting for any little bit of food to fall on the floor. But if there wasn't food, he would sit in front of a mouse hole. Hey, how's it going? Oh, there we go. Gonna hear stream soon, but yeah, I'm going great. How are you? Got a lot of memes that I've been making for my channel. And yeah. That's good to know. It is not cold where I am. It's really hot, but unluckily I kind of made a makeshift, got an old computer fan and attached it to a USB cable, and that's working. Yeah. Oh, well. I thought Captain Solus was going to do a live stream yesterday, but he must have been busy, or it must have been due to the busyness of everyone else live streaming that day that he couldn't. Getting bitter in taste. Yeah. Oh. Oh. It's actually a really high quality dog collar. I actually never actually looked at it that much, really, but yeah. It's actually a really high branded dog collar. There's the brand of it. Oh, there's like actual authentic something or other. But yeah, it's a really nice, comfortable collar. Getting better in taste. Yeah, it's the same with certain other things. It gets better in taste. Yeah, I know, right? I don't get why someone actually would throw that out, but maybe they gave away their dog and I don't know. They just threw out this extra collar they had for it. It's like a large ass collar. Like, yeah, you look at that. It's a large collar. But yeah, it fits perfectly. Yeah. Had this canteen for quite some time. I guess they had a big ass dog. Yeah, they definitely did have a big ass. They must have had quite a big dog. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's actually got the actual canteen cup, which is actually really handy because when you're out in the middle of the bush, what I can do is take this fill it with water and boil it to kill any bacteria in the water supply. Any bacteria or parasites. And I've actually never had too much of a problem actually with any of that. Mostly just boiling the water or getting water from a pure springs. Like I've gotten water so pure, you didn't have to do anything to it. You just could just drink it straight from the water source. Yeah. Some time ago, my brother found out that it was a furry. He didn't even like say anything. He just, yeah. I said to him one day, I was like, bro, do you know that I'm a furry? It's just like, yeah, I do. I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, oof. I forgot that he had subscribed to my YouTube channel. Oh my god. Oh, that was hilarious. uh, New Zealand isn't too bad. It's quite remote. And it's densely populated. There's lots of like, Auckland and all that is crap. Don't even bother going up to Auckland. It is nothing but like Detroit or New York, apparently. It's just like big packed concrete pillars. You're better going into somewhere like Picton, Blenheims, and okay town, quite large, but yeah. Picton's the top of the south, is one of the smaller towns, but it's actually quite important because the harbour there has the ferry that goes to Wellington, which takes freight vehicles, people, and other supplies over to the other side. Yeah. You ever seen induction heating, where they heat up a tungsten or copper ball with with like a coil of copper wire and a high voltage transformer, and the piece of metal floats around inside the magnetic field and heats it up to super high temperatures. And I was thinking, if you could heat something up and it's floating inside of that like that, I wonder if you could just launch it. Huh. I think for now I'm going to end it actually because it's been 2 hours and 29 minutes. So I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. That was great. Good to have a live stream every so often. And yeah, catch you on the Discord. I've got my one. I link it in every video on my YouTube channel as well. It's there, and everyone can come and all that kind of deal. And yeah, I can always send you an invite from Kit's end if you want. Kit and Solus and all that. And yeah, I hope you all had a lovely time on this live stream. And yeah, see you around. Hope you all had a wonderful day.